Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to talk about Hamclock today. Um, let's see, does the screen change? Hopefully,
Yes.
good. Okay. Yeah, a short introduction of myself.
Excuse me,
I'm
Udo. Just a quick reminder, everybody mute themselves, please.
I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah. Everybody, please mute yourself.
Okay. Good. As probably everybody already figured out, I'm originally from Germany. Uh, I was licensed there in 1972. I got the opportunity by a company I worked for back in 1990 to move over here to the US, here in this area, and pretty much lived in the northern suburbs of Chicago since the 90s. I'm active board member of the North Shore Radio Club here in Chicago. I do the website as the publisher for the website, as communications director. I also publish the monthly newsletter and be the Build Club lead. For we mostly in the colder season we do some build projects of equipment and everything else. Also be active VE test member and lead some of the VE test sessions we do monthly in the Northbrook Public Library. Yeah, and because I'm still active working, mostly working from home. I work for a big company, Siemens, in building automation as an applications engineer. And okay, I need a little bit more excitement, so I start a small business in 2025. Uh, it came out of the fact that some members that didn't really want to build the kits we made in the build club. They rather said, "Hey, why don't you build it and I pay you for it?" So I started that N0LSR design. I have my website where I sell stuff, and when Michael from Innovado retired, let's say it this way, because of a health reason. He retired his business and closed his business. I stepped in and pretty much support his original customers and also continued selling a device which is equivalent to the Quattro 4K, which runs Hamclock, which many probably of you already own and have. So I keep supporting the existing Quattro customers. I publish the new images when upgrades are made by the backend server. And also I'll be active in the Innovado forum group, which I took over and own. And also the support for pushing new upgrades to the Innovados and the Hamclock are installed in Innovados. And I'm also an active supporting member for the Open Hamclock backend team. I help out there with the website editing, and I wrote the manual for the Hamclock with all the updates and everything else, which is now a 92-page book, which has a lot of information about how and what to do with Hamclock. What I want to do today is give you a quick introduction for people who never heard about what is Hamclock, and then also go a little bit over the new features of Hamclock. I cannot touch every aspect of Hamclock because we probably would be here for 2 days, because there's a lot of features inbuilt in Hamclock, and I recommend if somebody wants to really dive deep into Hamclock to take the manual and look at the manual and read more details there. Well,
Udo,
Hamclock,
can you hold on one second?
sure.
Joseph, I see you're new here. Could you please ask your call sign and your QTH, please? Joseph? And while he does that, you can go ahead.
Okay, sure. What is Hamclock? Hamclock is a free open source kiosk style application targeted for amateur radio operators. It provides, I always say, it provides situational awareness of the band condition, activities on the bands, weather. Also has a section for if you're active in satellites, PODA, SODA, whatever there is something there which provides you information about it. It was originally created by Elwood Downey, who passed away last year.
Vaden,
sorry,
could you also put your call sign up, Vaden?
Yes.
Could you put your call sign and your QTH? And Joseph, we're still waiting for you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Udo.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, Elwood unfortunately passed away earlier this year in January, and with version 4.2.2 as his last version, with a message on the website, hey, yeah, with my passing, Hamclock will stop to operate. Now, there are probably over close to 10,000 active Hamclock users out in the world, and as everybody can understand, it created a lot of confusion, and people said, "Oh, it's not working anymore. So what I do with my device, I toss in the garbage or everything else." But ham radio operators are already always active and innovative. So there were several groups working on back-end solutions, on new back-end solutions, to replace the servers who would provide the information, and created new solutions. And there was one particular group, the OHB team, stands for Open Hamclock Backend Team, which created the new OHB backend server, which provided the information what the old Clear Sky Institute or CSI server provided. So there was another group, actually more a single individual with Hamclock.com, but he was not that much active in new versions. Not only the backend server was upgraded, also new solutions were released. And we're right now at the version 4.29. So 7 new versions were released since then. And 4.30 is in beta.
Hey, Udo.
Yes.
Hi, it's Bruce. How are you doing? It seems, since you mentioned it, it seems like you should be reminding folks there are so many different variants going on, and they all have the same word. They all have Hamclock in their name, which can be really confusing. And so I appreciate you clarifying that a little bit. But Hamclock.com, Open Hamclock,
Right. I mean, there are solutions which are mirror the original design, meaning with a server which hands or dishes out the information to clients, and there are other solutions which did a new approach that would create a website, and then you just access a central server as a website, which you can, in limited ways, you can customize it. Not as much customized as with the backend server solution like we do, but you can still customize it a little bit, but it looks a little bit more flashier, and it's not the same. So choice is always good, and it's up to you what version you like or not. But if you got accustomed to the system how it was, it's probably the easiest way to stay with it. The only challenge was that all the devices out pointed to the old backend server, to the CSI backend server, and somehow you had to inform that device now go to a new source for your information. Thankfully, in the original Hamclock, there was a feature built in with a switch. It was a simple command. You could just tell your device, hey, instead of going to CSI, now go to OHB. Okay, so I will go over this in a second. First of all, a little bit clarification is the architecture about how does data come from the source and go to your device. The backend server, which is up here on the top, the backend server is pretty much a device which collects all the information from the publicly available data sources. There's NOAA, there's PSK Reporter, there are other weather services, there are different sources of information. And instead of every device going to these sources directly and create like thousands of requests, the backend server, OHB in that case, will do one call, stores the data locally, and then provides that information to the thousands of devices out there. So not every device has to go to the original source, which could have been a problem. The other thing is that this device also can display, also if you have Hamclock running on a Quadra, on a Raspberry Pi or whatever, can display the information locally on a monitor, an HDMI monitor, or you can access your device as a website. So your local device on your desk in your shack can also act as a website, and then you can access it from any other computer in your home and display the information on your computer. And a new feature which was created in the last couple of updates is a mobile dashboard. So even if you have a phone, you can access the information on your phone if it's connected to your home Wi-Fi network in a smaller text type version. You get to see what the conditions are and how many reports are from PSK report and things like that. I will show that in a second when we go to that. So, the supported platforms, where can Hamclock run? Hamclock can run on a Raspberry Pi. The smallest 3, 4, or 5, of course. There is a solution for a Mac, the Mac OS. And if you have a Linux environment on Windows, you can run it also on a Windows machine, not direct as a Windows program, but via WSL. And of course, you can run it on dedicated devices like the Quadra or my HK1R box. The Linux application is built for specific resolutions, which can be sometimes a little bit a challenge, because people said, oh, why do I see black bars around my screen? Well, probably because it is not scaled right in the resolution. So the Innovato software, which currently runs on the Quadras and on my HK1 box, has a feature to auto scale that in a way how you call it. So it will account for that and make it as visible as possible. Yeah. Other features what the Hamclock does, which are probably not used, unfortunately, too often, but they're there, is you can actually control your rotor via cat control, via FLRig or via the Ham library. You can control your rotor depending on where you want to operate, on what you see on your screen, and where you set your DX location. The rotor could be automatically controlled to go there. You can also connect sensors for temperature to your device. That's pretty much for Raspberry Pi integration. Okay, let's go quickly over the highlights of the latest releases. I go through the versions a little bit and what's the most important part was in version 4.23 was mainly bug fixes and performance improvement and preparation for the permanent backend change, which came then with version 4.24. Probably everybody who did the backend switch got familiar with that -B switch, and with 4.24 it was actually implemented. So if you use the -B switch, Hamclock actually permanently switched then to the backend. Before, you had to do every time when you called Hamclock up, you had to manually back to the new server, or had to use hosts, table entries and things like that. But starting with 4.24, that was a permanent switch there, and you were then set. So if you're on 4.24, created a -B startup command one time, you were set. Another feature what was implemented in 4.24 was lightning strikes display, where you see lightning strikes on your map, and it got you some indication of how many lightning strikes and how far away they are, with some configuration there. 4.25 had some improvements to the lightning strikes. The tropical cyclones and hurricane feature was implemented. You see here a little picture up on the top where you see the paths of these tropical storms. And there is also a way to externally save the configuration into a file with a different program which is not part of Hamclock. In 4.26, which was pretty much a month later, that was one too many. Where did it go back here? No. Here we go. 4.26 was the mobile dashboard introduced, which you access on port 8080 as a HTML site. Here's a small picture. I will show you that in live in a minute. We also introduced that when you zoom in on your location as a center. We also make sure that the lightning now honored the unit settings in your configuration. So instead of kilometers, it showed it in miles. And that it was now able to send a sysadmin message to your device about any updates or anything is happening in the Hamclock community. Okay, 427 was, yeah, that was a doozy. That was a lot of new things. We did more improvements about the cyclones. We add new panes, informational panes for nets, for HF band condition. That's this one here up in the top. VHF band conditions. For the satellite enthusiasts, we added panes for launches and a flex panel for launches. This is the panel on the left side where you normally see the E and the X weather. I can show you that. And the other features were some additional satellite tools. It shows frequency and modes certain satellite operate, so you can directly tune in to work satellites. Satellites path progressions. You see when will be possible to operate a specific satellite, so you can plan a little bit ahead. Show the satellites in the sky, how high they are, where they are. A nice little feature. And also external links to OrbTrack, SatNav, and to AMSAT website. On 428, it added the more sat alerts from Hamsat. It added icon for plane information. Where is it? I don't have it here. No, it's on the other side. Okay, where you get an external link to ADSB, which is, yeah, it shows you the location of the planes in the area, and you can get more information about that. Plus, icon for windy, which is another external link to weather maps. And you are now be able to enable to display planets. Like here you see that would be Mars. It tells you what the azimuth is, the elevation, distance, and other information about the different planets and where they are located. 429, which was just released a couple, maybe a week ago or so, we added country lines on the maps. If you're on the map display for terrain, you see county lines, country lines, and U.S. state lines and Canadian province lines on the maps. I should just go through the features. I will show them all in real life in a minute. The upcoming features in 430, which is right now in beta. Actually, yeah, beta 04 was released just this morning, so is rearrange the pane categories. This is the selection of the panes. I will show you this in a second. And also the capability to show more weather information. I mean, it does a lot of new information in there in Hamclock coming up. I think they're also working on IOTA, Islands on the Air panes, but that is, yeah, that's a very future feature. Okay, I will not go to the question yet, just have that here at the end, my how you can contact me, and also if you need more information about the backend. And I want to show you one thing here. If you go to the backend server, I'm sorry, that is my personal login. I have to go to my other one. Okay, let's get out of here. I'll show you this. Yeah. OHB has a special website, OHB Works. Okay, and there is one thing here where you can go in the OHB public server. If you have a problem with your Hamclock and I'm not sure why there is no data in a pane, why there is no data for on a map or something what you expect to see data, you can go to this site and to that page, and you get here all the different sources and what the status is. So if there's anywhere a problem, it will be highlighted here in red. Looks like everything is actually working. You can see there's a lot of stuff coming in.
Can I ask you a question? All the
Yeah.
stuff you're talking about, are you supposed to be displaying it so we can see it? Because we're not seeing anything.
Oh, you don't see it?
Nothing that you've talked about as far as I can have seen anything.
Okay, I'm sorry. But
I'm
so you
seeing everything just fine.
Yeah, roger that. I see everything. It's all good here.
So I wonder what's going on then.
do you see a website here with OHP on the top here?
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I see it. I
Okay,
see it
now
here.
I see it over there on the right. I think. Maybe.
You need a bigger hammer, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it have a green frame around it. So
It's been coming through fine, Udo. I think somewhere John had a problem with his at his end, but we've been seeing it here fine.
Oh, okay. So you see the status here of.
Yeah.
Okay, you see here that it shows you, the different information data flows. It shows what how the data flows. If there would be for example, if there would be a red here stale, then oh, that particular data is bad. Like here that all the sources. And if there's something not refreshing, then you would see that. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why I just want to show that. But now let's go to the real stuff here. Let's get out of that. Okay. Here we have it. Let me go to that is how Hamclock looks today. That is the released version.
I don't know. I don't see anything.
It might, it might take a little bit until it, it updates.
It's visible here.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's bizarre. I see Udo presenting, but I don't see any the stuff that he's looking at. I don't see any of that. I don't.
But you have an empty space here in the middle. Is that what you're saying?
No, I see you in your background.
Oh, you're clicked on his picture. I don't know how to unselect that. Hold on, let me see.
I mean, normally on this stuff is that the presenter he will when he presents he does something on his end, and then I get to see what he's doing. I don't see him, but I see the stuff that he's talking about. What I'm saying is I don't see any of the stuff that he's been talking about, and that's kind of bizarre. I don't know what to do.
I don't know. I mean, if also sees it, and let me see if there's anything I can do.
Yeah, I just had it. I made it. Yeah,
Let me see.
there's a way to do it.
Let me see if I go now content only.
Okay, do you see on the top left? Do you see something that says switch to shared content on the top left of his picture?
I'm personally disappeared now out of the picture.
You're coming in loud and clear here. You got a great.
No, I mean, you only should see now my
right. We
my
just see
Hamclock
the map.
dashboard.
John,
Right.
do you see the Hamclock right on your screen?
I
And
do
the
not.
People
All I-
across the top.
Look at the top left of the picture on your screen. Is there a little, looks like a pin? and it says switch to shared content on the left side of the picture. Top left side of the picture.
I do not see that.
Move your mouse over the screen. It'll show up. If the mouse isn't on the screen, it doesn't show.
Okay, so there's a pull down. It says meeting, and then it says Udo in his screen. So once I clicked on that, now I see his Hamclock.
Okay, there you
Okay,
go.
you got it.
Okay,
All right.
that's it. Okay.
It takes a family, right?
It
Yes,
does.
right. Okay, here we are at 4.29. I want to just show you this feature here because when I click on it, it goes away. You see that little red envelope there on the top
Yes.
of my cursor on it? When I click on that, you see that is the admin message. Okay. If you ever see that envelope turning red, something, yeah, you click on it and you get the message. I mean, yeah, it will display the message. And it will tell you, okay, yeah, in this case, 4.29 is released, and check the status. That's the page I just showed you before. And yeah, it will then eventually disappear. And then that envelope will go to white neutral. The other thing is, if that, you see that where I put my cursor on here, that's the version number, 0.29. If that ever is red, that means there is a new version available. And you can click on that. Now, you see, in my case, I'm already on. If there would be really a new version available, it would say want to upgrade, and you click in here. Now there's a new feature here, as you can see. If you're brave and not of the faint-hearted, you can click on better here, and you get the better version what's currently active. Okay, but I only recommend to the people which like, if there ever happens a problem, we would then way back, to go to the real released version, either with a recovery card or know the way how to go back. If you are a standard user, yeah, I would not recommend it. But I know that people, they always want to be on the edge, on the bleeding edge, I say. Yeah, you can install the better version right now here from here. That's a new thing which was introduced and as a hidden feature, I think 4.28 or 4.27. Okay, so now we have these new other icons. We have this little plane here. That is the link where you open up another website, okay, which is the ADSB website, where it shows you live the flight movements. I'm here close to O'Hare, as you can see here. That is O'Hare Airport. It's where most of the traffic in our area go, and you see all the planes coming in here. And when you hover over a plane, it tells you, okay, where they're coming from, where they're going to, what the height is, and everything else. And it looks like today the traffic pattern is coming in, all planes coming in from the west to O'Hare and land in O'Hare. If you zoom in, you can see actually that plane just landed. It gives you all information. I mean, it's a neat feature, if you're in planes and want to follow them. Does it have anything to do with ham radio? Not necessarily, unless you say, oh, I could do aircraft scatter, like.
Hey, Udo?
Yes.
I can't test it right now, but when I first tried that, I noticed there may still be a little issue. If you hit that link to bring this up and you have a dedicated monitor,
yes,
it brings the web page up behind Hamclock.
Right. That's one thing I want to say. These external links are best, working best when you have access your Hamclock remotely from a computer.
Or with the web page.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I mean. Yeah, as a web page from access Hamclock from a web page. If you have a dedicated monitor on your device, it can be sometimes a challenge to display it because your Hamclock normally is in full screen, so you would have to exit the full screen in order to show the other website. So the best thing is to use these with the Hamclock in remote access. Now,
I will say that for me, at least, I do have two monitors, but I always use Hamclock from a web page. And it's so convenient because I can put it wherever I want. I can make it however big I want. I can tuck it behind something else and bring it up whenever I want. And I can use that other monitor for other things as well.
Right. Now the other new icon is that it's Windy. That's the service, which gives you more detailed weather map. Okay. And gives you airstream and there are certain things which are much better on their maps than if it would be integrated directly into Hamclock itself. So that's why they choose to use an external link. Okay.
Udo, are those two maps based on the specific location of the viewer, or is it just a general
of your location? As you can see, I have my location set here to my area, so it's the Chicago area, which is now.
See.
If you would do that, it would probably show your area. Okay. So as you can see, here's Lake Michigan. I'm located down here in that area here, which is the sender. So you can
zoom in and wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you zoom in, can we see your house?
Not on that map, but on others, yeah. No, actually, you could. Hang on a second here.
Wow.
I mean, I have to go a little bit from north here.
What did you switch to get that? Because now
that is when I click. Oh, I just clicked on unselect the satellite. I needed the street in order. So here's the little airport where I live here in that area here. I can show you my house actually. Hang on.
Wow.
There you can see that's where I live here.
Uh-huh.
So now when you go to satellite, come on. No, don't want to go back to satellite? No, it takes a little bit. Oh well, I guess not. I tried to.
And you could do all of that through Windy then.
I'm on another website now that's called Windy, okay? See Windy.
Right.
So as you can see where I live on the south of the runway here. So I get sometimes these big corporate jets coming over the house here or next to the house, So, but anyway, so let's get out of here again and that one and do a little bit more additional features. I'm gonna make this full screen again. Okay. So everybody back on Hamclock, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when I'm in the projection, Mercator projection, I can zoom in. If I click on here, I can zoom in up to 3 times.
Udo, is there any thought about getting the zoom on scrolling on your mouse so you can zoom in manually?
No, it is zooming here is a little bit different. It actually has to create a new map for you on the server.
Ah.
It's not Yeah, that's Linux. It's not Windows. Windows, yeah. People also said, "Oh, why can I not just zoom like I did in the other, other side I was just on in Windy, where I just zoomed in with my mouse." Yeah, unfortunately, that is not how Linux works.
Okay.
It, yeah, and your little computer, little device doesn't have the horsepower to actually do that. Let me just switch off the live spots for now. Let's see how I do that. Yeah, I'll go to somewhere else. So I switch the. Okay. As you can see here now, I want to switch something else off. Switch to using. So. Okay. So. What I mentioned earlier was that if you're in terrain, you have now the capabilities to overlay the border lines. Okay. See these are now the lines for the states. Illinois here, Wisconsin, Michigan, and things like that. And if you're up in Canada, you see the Canadian provinces displayed. That is what it means with the state lines. And if you look in the switch it off, see, when you have terrain, you have not, the lines are not there. That was how it was before 4.29, and that's what's now been, what was implemented in 4.29. Let's see what else we have. Oh, the lightning. Right now, there's no lightning here. Okay.
Hey, Udo.
Yes.
You may be getting ready to talk about that, but one of the most common things that people want to know is, band conditions like the vocap, and then you have those little settings below that screen. 100 watts, CW, TOA, 3, blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can go through that quickly. I mean, the vocap is the Voice of America capability. That's a prediction. Okay. That is. Right now, you're here, and the first vertical column, that's our time now. That, which is pretty much what we are now, is and from a time standpoint, local time, 4 o'clock would be here, midnight would be here, so it goes forward in time, and the left part here is always now. Okay, where we are now, and then we go in hours forward. The vertical, the bands, 10 meter, 12 meter, 15, 17, 20, 30, 40, 80, and so on. So let's see. Right now, there's no band conditions right now. It's bad.
One quick question on the left-hand side, the bands. When you click on a band like 20 meters, when you click on one of those, what is it doing?
Okay, what it does now, it takes the 20 meter and shows it on the map here. It takes a moment to calculate. It will displace it on the map now for 20 meters with the reliability. Where could you communicate to? Okay, so you see there's a very small area where you could maybe get some communication going. Otherwise, everything else is like down in the weeds,
Okay, and a related question: if you go on the there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you click on the right side, you have the. Take this out. You have the takeoff angle. Okay. So what would be the optimum takeoff angle? Okay. You see here. on the bottom of the scale here.
Huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now, let's switch that off here again. Now, you can, by default, it is set for 100 watts CW and a takeoff angle larger than 3. You have the whatever the band conditions are right now, solar for 56. Now, if I click on 100 watt, I can select my power. Okay. Do I want to calculate, let's say I'm a QRP fan. I set it to 10 watt. Well, you see, it gets even worse, you know. Now, hey, for you, it's the Aurora. You have a better chance with 500 watt, you know.
Yeah.
The other thing is the same thing as if I go here, I select my mode, single sideband. Here we go again, yeah, down the weeds again, you know. But if I use FT8, for example, well, that's why there's always activity on FT8, right? It just gets through, you know. And you can set your, you know, that depends on your antenna, you know. If you have a multi-element beam very high and whatever, and you only have a low takeoff angle, it might influence. It probably don't. There's not much difference in that display here. I probably have to set some. Short pass and long pass. So, is there a long pass connection possible, or short pass connection possible? And that's pretty much for the vocab. What else? Oh yeah. What other thing was there? That panel also is new. I'm sorry, jump a little bit around, but that panel is new. HF bands. It gives you a quicker overview. Yeah, how the band conditions are on day and night. So you say, okay, if I'm day, probably 20 meters would be my chance, you know, to operate.
Udo, one quick question I missed. I apologize.
No.
How do you remove the lightning display? If you don't, I don't want to see that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lightning, you go over here to your map and you uncheck it down here.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, there is, Oh, other thing is, right now, what's here? The beacons are on. Okay. Right here, I have an icon sitting from Zoom. Let's see, can I move that? Oh, I can move it. Okay. So, why can I not switch that off? Normally, I don't know why that came on here. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, these are my band conditions. Okay, now go back to the. So, did anybody ever see any of the other maps or use the other maps? Like interesting things in there. They're also very stropo. If you have like special conditions here from weather, inversion, everything else. Get the cloud layers. always give it a second, because every time I do that change, it actually tells the server, okay, make me a map for that, and then the map gets downloaded. Okay, it's not, this map is not created locally on your device. It is actually created on the server. So it gives you a little hint of all the efforts which has to go on a backend server, on the infrastructure, and the power the backend server has to do. You know? And then, there's one thing I want to point out: maximum usable frequency, real time. The difference between vocab and real time is this information is how it is right now. That is a prediction for the next day or so, for the next couple hours, but that is how it is right now. It will show you how the propagation is right now by observatories and by receiving stations and everything else. So that is actually the real time tells you, and as you can see, we are like 20 meters. That's the way to go, you know. There's not much going on otherwise.
I have to remember when I look at that the vocap graph is only between your location and a specific DX location.
DX location, correct.
So it's not a general, look, it's not like, oh, this is what propagation is out there, right?
Right. Now, for example, if I want to say, how are my conditions here for Africa, I have to say set DX. I clicked on Africa here somewhere and say set DX, and then it will set the DX here to Africa, and you see that changed here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and it shows you this is the short pass, and that here is the long pass. Okay. Now, if I go here, for example, Sweden, let's say that. I think it's Sweden, yeah. Europe, up here, Northern Europe. Boom, yeah.
Wow.
See how that changes? So, a good point, Bob. Thank you for, Well, that if I enable the map, it gives me more the in the world. Whereas, right now you can see here down more where the sun. That's the sun here, by the way. That yellow thing here. You see where the sun was going through. It leaves a trail behind for ionized air, which is good for the higher bands. You can really, the sun pretty much came from here and moved that way and will keep on going. Actually, not the sun, it doesn't move, the earth turns, you know.
I always thought the sun moved.
No, unfortunately not. But now you see these funny looking color balls here? That one is Mars. That one here, I think, is Jupiter. Okay. And you can see where are they right now. So if it would be not daylight, but it would be night, you can say, I see Jupiter maybe over there, or I see Mercury there. Probably won't see it, but and Venus, probably you would have a chance to see it. So it's south of us, you know. So yeah. Now, where do you switch these satellites on? Well, the satellites are currently still switched on the configuration. Now, how do you get to the configuration page? Let's say you're and I'm remotely connected to my device here next to me. So let's say, okay, I want to change something on my configuration. How do I do that? You see that lock menu here? I click on that lock menu and go to Restart Hamclock. Never use, when you're remotely connected, never use Exit Hamclock or shut down computer. Well, what happens if you use that, you lose your connection, because remember, you are connecting to Hamclock. The web server is in your device, is running as Hamclock. If you shut down Hamclock, your web server shuts down and you cannot access your device. You pretty much either have it in local mode and you have to start Hamclock again, or you have to reboot it. If you're remotely connected, like I'm here from the computer I'm presenting, if I say, well, I shut down exit Hamclock, my website goes down. Okay, so never use exit or shut down when you're, shut down, yeah, you could, but you have to repower it then. But if you are remote connected, if you want to do something with setup, use restart, and it will go to the restart routine where you get that, and then you can click on here and you get your setup. I'm not local connected. I'm remote connected. Okay, so on a
So Udo, just to make people aware, there is a way to do that if you have remote access software, right?
Yeah, but that's not for normal users, you know.
Yeah, the advanced topic.
I will not. Sure, I can. I have remote control software for my device, but that goes above the normal level what standard users normally want to do, you know. Because it's a little bit more involved. Now, there are a couple settings I want to go over, which a lot of people maybe don't know. The new one here is to show planets. Here you can say yes or no, okay? The other one, which I recommend everybody goes in there, is the minimum label distance. Wow. If you remember, PSK Reporter has the lines and has the prefixes of the stations showing, the furthest station showing. If the band conditions are bad and you have you have a lot of these prefixes very close in one cluster, you have a very a mess. And I recommend to set that minimum label distance to 2,000 miles or maybe 1,000 miles. What it does is, if a station is not 1,000 or 2,000 miles away, it will not display. So it will not necessarily clutter up your display. So just my thing. And then at the beginning there was the thing about auto upgrade. See that one here? If it's set off, it will not auto upgrade. It will. You have to manually do it. If you set it, you can choose 3 o'clock or 12 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. But that's pretty much it. So it's that setting. If you set this to auto upgrade, it will auto upgrade. Okay. Otherwise, if it says off, it will not auto upgrade. But again, you can do upgrade if you're going and see that your version number is red. Let me just go back to the start here again. So, I just wanted to show you this little trick, how you get to the setups pages without hooking up a monitor and everything else. Okay, now there was some other thing. Do we have any satellite people here on the call? Anybody doing satellite operation? Probably not. Okay, well, can save some time. I don't have to go through that, but there are a whole bunch of new features for satellite operators, as I mentioned earlier, where you have planning tools and sky views and everything else. So, I just want to show you quick what I think is cool. Is let's see where satellite is up. Let's select one which is up, this one.
Well, that page shows you the satellites that happen to be up right now.
No, this page shows me the satellite which are monitored. The ones with the green are up now. Red means they're coming up in the next 10 minutes or so. I can select up to 2 satellites here for my display. I just selected arbitrarily 2 which are displaying here in the map. Let me just change the map to a little bit more less busy one. Okay, so we go. Did I? Yeah. You know, you can have multiple map styles and then they cycle through. So if you go through a different map style, don't forget to uncheck the other one like I did. And then wonder why it's not changing. Okay, here we go. Now, as you can see, if there's a satellite here, it shows you in the ring here what the possible area is you could work in. Now, if you go a little bit more closer here, and let's go to that one. That I think is so cool. It will show you, okay, that satellite which is active right now, downlinks, that only downlinks at these frequencies right now. And it looks like it sends CW here, sends AFSK here, and it gives you the information what the satellite does. Now the other thing is, what is interesting is Sky View. Here we are. Now that is from your location, and it shows you where is that bird right now. It's here. Okay, so it has a slight elevation, and it's live updating, and you see it's going up, and it gives you, I mean, I think that's cool, you know, like it gives an indication where it is and where it goes and where you have to turn your antenna to, you know. So it's yeah. I'm not going through any more other satellite features because that would take me another hour. I want to just show you, go over here. That's the beta version of, that's another Hamclock as the beta version. Wow, it's getting warm outside. Wow, I'm surprised. New version, upcoming version for the next version. The selection, remember in the other one, the selection, we had all these options. Now the selection are grouped. So, because there are more and more features coming up, and it got very busy, and the selection pane, if you remember here, if you go to the old one, let's just show you. You remember that was, everything was here. Yeah, there was no room for any additional. Okay, where do you put them? That panel would be too big. So what they did now, they created these groups. You know, here's all was to do with space weather. Here's all was to do with the terrestrial weather. He has to do with DX and contest and reporting and everything else. So you have the option now to add far more things to it. I mean, yeah, they now add mesh-tastic monitoring and things like that. So you have more options now and make this a little bit better organized, and then it tells you what you have one selected of 26 possibles right now. So that, yeah, think about it. There are 26 options you have for these panes.
Wow.
Yeah, you can display.
So maybe it becomes a pain after a while.
It can be a pain, yeah. Thank you. Let's go in. And what else? There was just something else in that one. Oh, I wanted to show you one more feature. I can actually stay here. If I zoom in, it's probably better visible. Let me zoom in here. Right now, I'm in the I have the grid squares on. Let me switch the live spots off here. Yeah, these lines can. I'm sorry. It's not what I wanted to do. I want here lines off. Off. Switch my lines off. So if you ever have PSK reporter on and you don't see any lines, only the dots, well, I switch just the lines off to make it. You see all these grids here? These are like now, okay, these are my my grids. I mean, if you have a bigger monitor, it's probably much easier to see. So there is this Maidenhead Plus. Maidenhead Plus, difference to Maidenhead. Maidenhead is only the like Foxtrot Nancy or Echo Nancy. It's our area here is Echo Nancy. You're over there in the Delta or Charlie area. Okay. And if you have Maidenhead Plus, it also shows the smaller grids. But it becomes a little bit, on my little screen here, it's a little bit hard to see, but it, you know, if you look, it shows you all the little grids here. Okay.
If you click on a grid, does it give you the identifier of it?
No, it does not yet. Maybe one day it will. Yeah. But it is, yeah, again, it is a ongoing project, you know. So let's see. Let's switch this off here. Okay. Here we go.
Udo, you had, when you first came up, there were a bunch of numbers all over the screen. Were those ITU
I think that
zones or
was-
something?
I think that was ITU zones from. These ones?
No, it was some other numbers, I think.
Other numbers. CQ zones, maybe.
No, it was they were black numbers and they were all over the ocean too.
Okay. Not sure. On that map here?
Yeah, when you first brought it up, it's at the Maidenhead. No, it wasn't Maidenhead.
No, I
There
don't
was
think
some
so. Let me
other.
see if it was on that one, maybe. Yeah, I have my no, I have CQ zones, ITU zones. What was it? It was maybe was it one of the reports of the. Let me see. What did I have on the air? No. Okay.
The on the air comes from a one of those networks, I guess.
Yeah. I want to maybe when I'm already here on the air, that's where you can select. You know, if you have PODA, you can actually here put in PODA.
Oh, okay.
And then you get only PODA reports. Let's say you want only PODA, you want only sideband. Okay, you unselect that, unselect that, unselect that, unselect that. So you said, okay, I want PODA. So it will only give me the PODA, okay? And it will display them where they are. So if I see that when I hover over these, it shows me where they are. Now it also, I don't know if anybody noticed when this arrow up and the number here. That tells me there are more to display. Okay. Yeah, here, for example, there's a Japanese station, it's a French station. But what was that? What I had there? I am trying to think what map did I had? Did I had no, I wasn't sure. I have no idea what map I had.
So many choices.
Yeah. I think I remember you. It was it here? I'm sorry. I if I find it, I'll let you know. I don't remember
Yeah.
what options I had on there. Trying to remember what I was working on the manual. I did some screen captures. Maybe I had it on some.
What's the RSS?
Oh, good. RSS is the information banner on the bottom. That one here.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
It if you have that displayed on a big monitor and it's like your showpiece and your shack, you can enable here the RSS and then you get like scrolling news information. Okay. But it also takes about 10-15% of your lower screen away. Okay. So that's why I don't normally have it on. The other thing is what you can switch off is night. Then everything looks like that. Okay. But then you don't see the gray zone and everything else on the night zone. So night would be on. Now, what is cities? Well, if cities is on, if you go, you see here, you can go. I will not try to pronounce that, but you can get information about, Chicago. You can hover over these things, and if you switch that off, that won't happen. Okay. So if you switch cities off, it will not do that. Okay. Right now what it does is because that the POTA selection is on. Okay, I think I went through my time. Yeah. Any other requests or questions, or something you want to see?
When does 4.30 come out?
I don't know. We're right now in.
I'll mute and ask.
Well, are we in beta 4? Beta 4. Yeah. That came out last night.
See, there's the info on it.
When it will come out, I mean, we had 4.28 and 4.29 in very quick succession because 4.29 had to fix something which was not worked right in 4.28. If you look on 4.29, there is something which also needs to be fixed. We found too late, and that is, if you look, see my call sign is hitting the top level here.
Yeah.
So that is fixed in that's fixed in 4.03.
I got a question about upgrading.
Yes.
I'm currently at 4.21.
Oh my
Can
God.
I go? What's that?
I said, oh my God.
I know. So can I go directly to 4.29 or?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Now, what you have to do, did you ever change your backend server?
No, no.
Okay, you probably have failing panels, failing information, and
Yeah.
yeah, because CSI server, the original server from Elwood Downey, is yeah, it's failing. There's nobody. The lights are on, but there's nobody's home to watch the shop. So data is going missing, and information is missing, and everything else. So what you have to do, you have to do the -B trick to change the backend, and the information about that
Is on your website.
Yeah, you can find it on the OHB website, or you can
Udo, 1 second. Marcia, are you listening? You're way behind also. This is the way to update yours. Bruce, you're listening?
Yes, I'm trying to take notes. He said we needed to change the back end, and there's some directions on the OHB website. I've got that far. So yeah, see, I'm at 4.22, and that's it's a color white, and it's not red. So it thinks that
it is not, because you're on the old server. It will not get any upgrade. The only server who provides upgrades is OHB. Okay.
Okay.
And if you go to ohb.works, to that site, and you see instructions here,
Yes.
you click on instructions, and first of all, here's the user guide. If anybody wants to know where it is, and you can open up that document. Okay, here. And that gives you the instructions how to upgrade, how to change the server, and how to upgrade in one step.
Hey, Udo,
Yes.
there's a couple of things that are left off of that some people may not understand. First of all, you have to have keyboard and minimum keyboard or mouse access.
It is right. It is right here.
Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. I'm sorry. You got it.
It got fixed.
Never mind. I literally just did that with one of my spare Quadras while you were talking, and that worked fine.
Right. I mean, there's also one important feature. If you have a newer Quadra, the Quadra 4K, okay, you actually have two versions of Hamclock running in it.
Oh.
Yeah, one is for the standard resolution and one is for the 4K resolution.
Okay.
And they need both to be updated. Because I had things where people said, oh, I updated it, I rebooted it, and it's back to the old version. Neil, right?
How do you tell which one you have?
Well, okay. Which one you have, meaning if you have a 4K or a...
Yes.
Okay. The 4K, the Quadra 4K, the newer one, has two USB ports next to the slot for the SD card. They're like two USB ports side by side.
I think that's the one I have.
Yeah, I think so too. The older version has a USB port on one side and then only one other USB port next to your SD card slot.
So just to clarify, for us living back in the past in 4.21, we need to do this Hamclock-4K-B, the OHB. We need to do that first before we upgrade, or can we just upgrade to 4.29 and it handles everything?
You're gonna have to do this first, John, and
Okay.
then it's gonna pop up a red spot and update it for you.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, if you do that command,
okay, the minus
if you do
B.
that command, you will you will start Hamclock from the new server, and it will immediately during startup will offer you to upgrade.
Gotcha. So really, it's that simple. Is I get it online again, go into the configuration and type in that one line, and it should handle everything.
Yeah, you
Right.
have to
Now,
go in.
however, I want to make a disclaimer here. If you have a 4K, and you have a big monitor, a 4K monitor, you actually have to pay attention to that command here.
Hey, Udo.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a 4K monitor, does the upgrade process still work the same?
Yes. Yeah. If you don't have a 4K monitor, you use that one.
Okay.
If you have a 4K monitor, you use that one.
Yeah.
But my recommendation is to also do that one, and I tell you why. If you ever have no monitor connected to your device, and you start it up, let's say the monitor is switched off or so, you actually will boot up in the non-4K mode, and you suddenly remote log in and said, hey, why am I on 422? Because, yeah, as I said, you have two versions of Hamclock running on your Quad 4K.
Okay, so even if I'm not with a 4K monitor, I ought to be running the 4K code also, correct?
Yes, I would recommend it just in case down the road you ever, maybe you buy a new monitor, forget about that, and you connect it up and say, oh, what's going on,
So Udo and Bob, if you're interested and there's time and with your permission, I can demonstrate the upgrade on doing that 4K thing, because I have it running in a remote box right now, and I can show the whole process on screen.
Udo, one other question. As a community, how can we support the efforts? I know it costs a bunch of money.
Well, we are normally, OHB doesn't really, let's say that. If you want, you can donate here. But we're not holding our open hand, like Hamclock.com does.
Okay, will do.
Okay. I tell you right now, the server itself runs on a commercial data center in the UK. Okay. It is the space on that data center is donated by Chris, who is one of the members of that group, who is part owner of the data center. So he is a ham, and he makes that available for free.
Wow.
Okay, so but just it can be, and that's not only one server. Actually, right now there's a second server running, and because we have a continuous grow of users slowly switching over. And as you know, all the maps and so are created on the server, not on your device. So it will require more and more horsepower. But we just spin up a new server, So it's a little bit an effort to keep that going, But again, there's no money.
It's an out-of-pocket expense, right?
Yeah, out-of-pocket expenses. They're just time expenses, every time when there's a new version comes out, I have to go through the manual and write a new version or so, then do new screen captures and everything. Okay, that's a couple hours, but, it's something I do at work, so it's not, it's fun. For me, it's fun. Other people don't like writing manuals, but it's okay, so. But if anybody wants to donate, you can do it here. Okay.
So you monitor the groups IO, so we can join groups IO to get information. Is that correct?
Yes, there is a groups IO group, which I put it here. Yeah, that groups.io group.
Are you active on that?
I'm getting information. Yeah, I'm getting an email when there's something going on. The other thing is where I'm more active is the Innovado forum. Michael pretty much handed the keys over to me for the Innovado forum. I will continue running it. I will pay for it.
That's Groups.io as well?
Groups.io is by the OHB team.
Okay.
That's managed by Chris, but I'm a management admin member of that one too. Okay. But
question on the back ends that you mentioned earlier, you talked about hamclock.com and the OHB. I struggled not knowing what I was doing several weeks ago, and I wound up pointing to hamclock.com. Does that get to the same servers, or is that a totally different backend?
Hamclock.com is one guy in Florida. Bruce is like he took the hamclock.com domain before anybody else registered it, and that was before during the time Elwood was alive. He should actually have it, but he took it, and then he started to say, oh, everything is me, I'm the best and everything else. But he took pretty much the open source code from OHB and just reused it. Yeah, most of the time.
Okay, so I should go to OHB and switch again.
Yeah, you will not get the same updates from hamclock.com. You will not.
Excellent. I just looked and I'm behind. I'm at 27 right now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it. And the other thing is, he tried to run actually. Yeah, he filed for a trademark for the name Hamclock.
Okay.
Which was not very well received, of course, and which is also in dispute. So.
Thank you. I'll make the switch.
Yeah. And I want to show you one more thing. If you want to interested in the forum, I never get the address right, so I normally go. What I do normally, I go to my site, and you click on my link here. Yeah, forum.innovado.com. That is where, for the last couple of years, lots of information is collected. If you have questions, you can post the question there. There are a lot of knowledgeable people monitor it and answer it. I'm frequently on there. And I would recommend to join that forum. It's free. Nothing, it just takes a little bit time to sign up, and then you get information if anybody asks a question. It is specific for the Hamclock on the Quadras or similar devices. I mean, please join that. You can get support there. Or if you have any other questions about Hamclock, feel free to contact me. My email is in the presentation. I think I put my ad in there, or go to my website, and you can go from the website and you can fill out a short form. You give me the information what you have, so I know what device you have. I mean, it's not only a Quadras, it's anything. But any question about Hamclock, feel free to contact me, and I'm more than happy to answer you. Okay. Any more questions from anybody? Otherwise, I think I'm through.
Udo, I found a problem in your command for the 4K.
Yeah.
At the end where it says app 80, that should be a colon, and you've got a period there.
I do have a colon. Let's see which one I was. Where is my thing here? Which one is it?
It's in your instructions for the update.
Yeah, I'll just have to find a document.
Okay.
Okay. I know where it is. Okay.
Good catch.
Well, the reason I caught it is because it didn't work.
Let me see. Okay, that's good. Good information. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I got a question.
Now,
If you need to physically move the device, unplug it and move it to a new location, what is the process? Do you like exit Hamclock?
No, shut down computer.
Shut down computer. Okay, thank you.
And you have to have a monitor to do it that way, right?
Well, you can shut down the device remotely, then move it to a new location and then power it up.
yeah, my problem is it came back up in the 4K screen and I can't get across it to close it, shut it down and bring it up again so I can get back to the 80 to the non 4K. When it
Oh, I see
rebooted, it
what you
came
say.
out in
Okay.
4K mode.
Yeah, that one here. Okay. Hey, that's interesting. Nobody ever noticed it. I will fix that right away.
One more question, Udo. Has there been any word at all from Elwood's estate since he passed away?
No, I have not heard any from anybody. We only know that the server's dead or dying or pretty much, yeah, ceased operating, and that's it. Don't hear anything. The only person I'm pretty much is I'm contacting or talking to are the developers of OHB.
Yeah.
And Michael, I sometimes have email exchange with him or phone call with him.
That's actually quite shocking, actually. I mean, the guy had a beloved product that was used by thousands of people, and then the state just seems to ignore that.
Well, the state might not know about it. What, I mean, and that's the question, do they know about it or what's going on,
Udo, I have a question.
Sure.
Is there a group or a committee that decides what upgrades to work on, and do you have any input, or how does that work?
Well, I normally, when I see something or I see a bug or something, we have a mailing list where we exchange information. So there is a list of features they're working on, and I have some input. Said, hey, can we do that and that? I mean, for example, that the thing that when you go and zoom in three times or 2 times, and so that it zooms in on your location, not somewhere off the screen, and then you have to scroll. That was my input, for example. I mean, sure, there is some way of thing, but if you have any specific requests or so, you can always go to the group's IO group and post it there. And there is no formal let's say form you fill out or so. You just say, hey, how about that, can we do that or something like that. And
interesting.
And again, we have a couple developers, mainly Dave, and probably Dave is the most contributor, and it depends, if what they see, what's feasible, and what would fit in the next revision or so. Eric, you have a question?
Can you bring up your Hamclock display again?
Sure. Let me just.
Okay, I have a question. If you look up in the, I guess it's in upper corner of Canada, on the extreme left on your display, there is what looks like, I'll call it a donut or the letter O. And what is that?
The green, isn't that your DX location? What you're looking for?
The green one, Neil?
Yes, that is correct. That's it.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
That is DX location. Green, DX is green. You see that? So if I can
Okay,
go, if
now
I move that, I can move that, for example, here, set the X.
That's right where my son lives.
okay, I got it. Thank you, sir.
See, it moved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it indicates the DX location. They're right now on the US, but if I zoom out, let me go to like zoom out here, and
I don't, maybe I missed it, but did you show spots for like 20 meters on the map, active on the map where it shows art origination and
yeah, right now, like, you want to only see 20 meters? I can.
well, whatever. I just wanted to see the spotting, how that works.
Oh, okay. I mean, if I have PSK reporter on right
Gotcha.
now,
Gotcha.
that's right now it looks like, oh, there's actually something going on 17.
Yeah. 223. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
See, in Europe.
Very nice.
How do you know what mode those spots are?
Well, PSK reporter reports
Oh,
mainly, mainly CW and mainly FTA. You cannot do auto reporting a single sideband. How do you decode it? You know, the only way there is some single sideband would be from Flexes, because they have a way to report it, where they are and what frequency, and that then sideband and where they are through their Flex network. But yeah, they're far in between. But
one more question about the 4K.
Yes.
If let's say you've updated both versions of the app on the device, and then you change from a standard monitor and you just plug in a 4K monitor, do you need to change the shortcut, or will it automatically detect the 4K and launch the correct?
You will have to reboot. Then it will detect the 4K monitor. You cannot hot swap monitors. It will not detect the 4K monitor. You have to reboot it, and then it might come up not in full screen. So you have to go onto the. I can show you that. Hang on a second.
Bruce, how soon are you going to get a 4K monitor?
No time soon.
I understand that.
Okay.
But inquiring minds want to know.
I understand that too.
I quickly show you. I'm right now remote connected to my device, not through a web server, but through remote access software, just to show you the desktop. So I exit Hamclock.
Udo, there are those numbers right now in black.
That's ITU CQ zones. Yeah. I don't want to update now. Come on, get update later. Get away. So, now on my desktop, what you see here right now is if I have a monitor directly connected to the device, okay? And if you go up here and you go to ham radio and you go to Hamclock auto start setting, you would go through that, and then when you click on auto start setting, you say yes, and then it would set your device back up for full screen and for the right resolution of the monitor you have connected.
Okay, that's when you. How did you do that again?
Let me go. I have to go through the process now.
Oh, okay.
No. But
it's when you first turn it on, there was a trick there. You went to do that, right? When you first turn it on.
Well, you have to be on the desktop, so you have to have the monitor connected to this device, and a keyboard and a mouse. Okay, so I will show you that again slowly. So let me just
see. My problem was the display from the Hamclock was too big for the screen, so I couldn't use my mouse to get to anything.
Right. Well, you can go into how can I say it? Yeah, you go out on for full screen. Normally it is how do you do that again? And remotely I don't know, but if you have a real mouse and a thing, it's normally function 11, or in the mini keyboard it is function control 2 or something like that.
So Udo, I had the same issue just now because I did the 4K upgrade.
Yeah.
The easy solution is to have the web page working, because the Windows will scale the web page correctly.
Right. Yeah.
When your monitor won't be able to do that. So if you run into that, just bring out your web page and go to it through the web page, and you'll be able to.
And then say exit Hamclock.
Yep.
And
that's exactly what I just did.
Yeah, and then when you are back on the desktop, okay, on the, like I call it desktop, and the Linux desktop, and then you go up here, and you go to Ham Radio, and then you go to Hamclock Auto Start Setup. See everybody that?
Yeah.
When you click on that, you got a little box open. And it said, do you want to use the blah, 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 full screen? And I said, yes, I want full screen to start and everything else. And it will say, okay, if I click done now, it will, here it says Alt F11 or Function Alt F9 on the mini keyboard. It's how to get out of full screen. And then you can minimize or close the Hamclock and do that. Yeah, so if you have a monitor and the Hamclock completely exceeds your screen, you can use Alt F11 on your keyboard to get it, rein it in, and then you can close it. Okay, so
okay. I kept hearing bring up your web browser, but if you're on the monitor side, how do you do that?
Well, you don't. You bring a web browser from a computer, an external.
Okay, external. Okay, on the network. Gotcha.
So, for example, what you see right now on the screen here, I'm connected to the like I would have a monitor plugged in into my device. Okay, yeah. That's a remote control software, no machine. So this is pretty much brings up my device like a monitor would be connected directly to it. Okay.
Yep.
And if I go over to the website on a computer, it's the same thing, the same screen, same layout, but it is on I don't know if I can show that. Move this a little bit out of the way. Yeah. I can do that. I think I can scale it. Yeah. See, I have now 2 displays. That's a website. You can see these are the websites. And that is the same screen, but on a direct connected monitor. And whatever I do here happens over there on the other one too, you know, if I select something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Eric, for your question, what you see are the CQ zones.
Ah, okay.
The website is incredibly easy to use. That URL you see in his web browser, that's all you need.
Yep.
And if you have the HK or the 4K version, the IP address is displayed right on the front.
Okay. There's one more. Oh, I nearly forgot that one here. Sorry, guys.
Here he goes.
I forgot something, and this is that one. That's the mobile dashboard that you can pull up on your phone if you want.
Huh.
And that's the information currently what's showing here. You get who we are, yeah, what's pretty much the header, you know, the time, local time and UTC. You get the K-index, solar flare, solar spot number, and also weather information. You get the band conditions. See right now, they're very good conditions at 20, and a little bit on 15. I don't know what happened to 17, what that happened, but I will figure that out. On the air right now, whatever was set up, I think I just, yeah. Oh, here we have 17.
So you bring up a browser on your cell phone and then type that in, and you'll get this.
Yeah, you pretty much you bring up the browser and type in 190, whatever your local IP address is, then with
Right.
a colon 8080, not 8081, which is the normal
Right,
dashboard.
right. I see that.
8080, and then slash and then dashboard.html.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Like that's one here, okay?
So I can see doing this on your home router, but then if you were somewhere else, not at home, then it's how do you get it through the
Well,
internet
that
back
is a
into
whole different animal because
Right.
yeah, you would have to remote access your device. That means there are different ways to do that. You
yeah.
have to use either a VPN server which
Yeah.
you can access, or you have to open up ports in the firewall, which
Yeah,
like
yeah.
okay, do you want to really do that?
Yeah, we don't need to discuss it this
Yeah,
maybe
I
that's
mean that
for
is
another
that would
time
be a whole nother day.
discussion. Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's
had
where
a quick-
Tailscale comes in.
Hey, Bruce, I got that up and running, by the way.
Did you?
Yes.
Tailscale?
Yes.
Good for
We
you.
had that discussion. It's been a while, but we had that discussion because when I went to Starlink from my previous ISP, it broke everything.
Nice. Nice work.
Okay, so I think now I'm on the end.
Can I just ask a quick question of Steve?
Yes.
Steve, when we did mine through the way we did it without using the monitor, did we have to do both the 4K and the non-4K version, or does that not matter?
We just did the one. We just did the standard 1080p screen. I just went back and did the 4K one on mine, and when it rebooted, it came up in 4K mode on a monitor that wouldn't handle it. And the only way I recovered was to pull the power on the Quadra, plug it back in, and when it came back up, it says, "Okay, you're talking to this monitor. Now I'll go back to the way I was." But when I put a 4K on here, then that will upgrade to, if I get a 4K and put on here, then it will upgrade and I'll be able to run 4K.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a 4K monitor,
don't do it.
Don't do it because the normal monitor cannot handle it. Or
no,
what I have
Udo,
here isn't with my setup.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: if you like I did, I loaded the 4K, and it came up in 4K mode. I couldn't handle it. I went and pulled the power on it, gave it 30 seconds, plugged it back in. When it came up like it's supposed to. So I'm running both pieces of code, and it decides what monitor you're going to hit.
Yeah, it will figure out what monitor is connected to it, and then figure that out. But I want to show you one other thing is here. That is, I don't know if you can, see it. Yeah. Hang on a second.
So it's a Quadra.
Yeah, it's a Quadra. Well, let me see my background. Where's my background? Where should my background? Oh, here. Okay. Yeah, and you see that little dongle up there?
Yeah.
It's the HDMI port.
Yeah.
That's a 4K monitor.
Really?
Well, it's not, but it simulates a 4K monitor.
Gotcha.
But I have a real 4K monitor downstairs, but up here, this is my test device. I have this dongle in, and so that if I boot that up, it thinks it has a 4K monitor connected, so it runs in 4K mode. If I unplug it and boot it up, it comes in standard mode.
All right.
So I use that, to upgrade the images for both, because if I run it with that module and I do an upgrade, upgrades, and then I pull it out of boots. It's still in the old version, so then I have to do another upgrade.
Okay.
Because I do these images for the people can download, or I sell on the SD card to reflash their devices, but they have both version on these cards.
All right. Very good.
So
That's right. I guess I'm running mine in a non-4K computer.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See, that's a fully wireless it's a battery backup and then device. Yeah, no wires attached. That's actually the one I ran the presentation of. That's what the better ones on this one.
By the way, you sell those batteries.
Yes, I sell 2 different types of batteries. That's the big one. I don't know if you see it. That's a big one which can also power Raspberry Pis. And then I sell a one which is dedicated for the 4K, which is smaller, a little bit less expensive. But it's not a it's not an advertising show for you.
That came in handy the other day when our power went out.
Yeah. Actually, I had power outage for 12 hours here, and I was surprised it never shut down. But I have the big one here. The little one runs about 4 hours, but the big one kept going. I mean,
well, the best thing I bought, was your little backup device for the Hamclock, the battery backup.
Yep.
It's on Udo's website, and it's really a neat little device.
Yeah, I mean it. If you have these devices and you just pull the plug, let's say that way, if the device is in a write cycle, write something to the internal memory, you could corrupt the memory, and when it comes up, it cannot boot up anymore because its program is gone. Then you need the little SD card to reflash it, But
I need to reflash my USB card now with the
right.
429
Now, if you have this little SD card, and Bob, I saw your email, and I will send you. You can use the same instruction what you use to update your Hamclock to update your SD card. How do you do that? You actually run Hamclock from the SD card. If you put the SD card in the Quadra,
it runs
with a monitor connected. It's important. You have to have a monitor connected. It will not flash the Quadra. It actually starts Hamclock from the SD card. It runs a little bit slower, but it runs it. You will not. Yeah. Oh, it's running fine. It runs actually from the SD card, but then you can do the upgrade. You upgrade the SD card to the new version, and then when you're done, you shut down and put the SD card in a safe spot.
Right. Okay.
I always say don't leave the SD card in the device, with the one exception if you want to upgrade your SD card. But when you're done upgrading, then pack it away.
Yep. One thing I was going to say, because it's a Linux thing. If your machine's up and running normal, and you pull the power plug, you're fine, because all the code is running in memory. The way Linux works is it pulls up the boot from the disk, writes it to memory, then it shuts the disk off except write backs, like for writing the code up, the upgrades. And when that finishes writing and it comes back and it's done and it boots back up to normal, you pull the power plug, you're not going to affect your Linux boot at all. It'll only affect it, like Udo said, if you do it while it's writing to it.
Right. And the problem was in the earlier version of Hamclock, before 4.2.2 actually, that it wrote to log files.
Yes.
And that had 2 problems. A, it wrote to log files, and it could pretty much fill up your memory space, or it wrote to the log file right in the moment when the power goes down. That created a problem.
Yeah.
Now, in the Quadros, they're a little bit different from the Raspberry Pis. The Raspberry Pis actually runs from the SD card.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I don't.
Raspberry. If you have a SD card and a Raspberry Pi, it needs the card to boot up and to run.
Guess who's not going to ever buy a Raspberry Pi then?
Well, they have other advantage. They have more, yeah, but the Quadros actually have internal flash memory.
Yeah.
So what you do when you put the card in and you boot it up without any peripherals connected to it, you transfer the image from the card to the internal memory.
Yeah.
And then you take the card out and then it will run completely from the internal flash. Okay? Like it would, and it runs faster than actually a Raspberry Pi, to be honest. It can the Quadra can compete with Raspberry Pi 4, from performance. So,
Udo, what happens if you have the power goes out, you have the backup battery running, the power stays out longer than the battery can power it, and then the Hamclock shuts off, I guess. Does that corrupt anything, or what happens in that case? Or do you just restart it again?
The only time it would really create a problem is if there is something going on with it will write to something or so. But most of the time you will be okay.
And then you just restart it.
If you have a power, I know it's power outage, how to shut it down because your monitor goes off and something like that. Yeah, if you have a laptop, go in and tell them to shut down computer.
Okay, and if you don't have it connected to the monitor,
then take your chances. To be honest, I can tell. I don't recommend it, but I always yank the power cord out.
That's me.
Yeah, and so far, because I said, okay, what if it happens? I can always reflash it.
Right? Yeah.
But so far, never had a problem. The only thing what happens sometimes is it loses the configuration and lose my call sign. So I have to go in and redo my call sign. But that was the worst. Big deal. But that was with the latest versions of Hamclock.
So Udo,
it definitely did not work before 4.2.2.
So if you pull the plug, do you just plug it back in and it restarts itself, doesn't it?
Right.
And you don't have to really do much of anything.
Yeah. It is just, again, it is safer not to power down like that.
Right. Yeah.
But hey, if you cannot avoid it,
can't avoid it.
Okay. So,
Vaden, you're new here. What do you think about this group?
I've been interested in Hamclock, and I've just never pulled the trigger on it. And so what you're saying is very helpful. I'm at square one, ground zero. I've got a, who was it that said Steve? I'm sorry, pulling the word. Hey.
Well, if you contact Udo directly, you can get a Hamclock from him all set up.
Right.
And it's the greatest thing since sliced bread as far as I'm concerned. It's just great.
Yeah.
I don't want to make advertisement here, but I'm already in the air, right? You can buy that device here, It is a complete Hamclock, pre-flashed, preloaded, comes with a power supply, comes with the cable for connecting to a monitor, or you can run it headless, meaning without a monitor, and you connect from your computer. Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
$60.
What are you giving? Hold on, Neil. Udo, what are you giving those away for?
$60.
There you go. $60. It's the best $60 you ever spent.
Vaden,
go ahead, Neil. What were you going to say?
Yeah, Vaden and I are in the same club, the Southeastern DX Club.
Yeah.
And he's a CW wizard.
Aha.
I wouldn't go that far, but I have a Raspberry Pi 4 still in the box, That's what I was thinking about getting
Hey,
started with.
you can actually, I have on my website images for Raspberry Pi 4 already pre-made. You can just download, put on a 32 gigabyte card, just flop it in your device, and you're up and running. And it costs you nothing if you already have the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
So I need a 132 gigabyte card.
No, 32.
32.
Oh, 32.
32 gigabyte, yeah.
Hey, Value. It's Steve. I live in Jersey. You're outside the perimeter, so if you ever get to this point, get in touch with me. I'd be glad to come give you a hand.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. Thanks for all the information, guys.
And again, if you want to spin everything yourself, there are instructions on my website how to do it. There's a link to the website from Keith, who is a perfect. He had great scripts for Raspberry Pis to set them up and to set up Hamclock. And feel free to go there and get the information. Okay.
What is your address or website?
N0LSR.com.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And Bob, I will put the presentation as a PDF later on your group's IO.
Okay. Well, it's also recorded. Dave has recorded it. It'll be up tomorrow on YouTube.
Right. Okay.
Well, thank you. A
Thank
great
you,
presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Udo.
Yep.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, guys.
You're all welcome.
Hey,
Thanks for
have
coming.
a nice evening, everybody.
Thank you. Go
Bye.
have dinner.
Everyone.
Bye.
Udo, do you work for Siemens?
Yes, I work for Siemens.
Ah, well, I got them in my ears.
Yeah. No, I don't work for the hearing aids. I do buildings like airports, hospitals, and things like that.
No, but mine are it used to be Siemens. Now they call it Signia.
Yeah, I think they got rid of that division, hearing aids. Yeah.
But they're the best.
Yeah. Well,
I worked in the Siemens medical division, imaging, for about 12 years.
Yeah. They're now called Healthineers. Yeah. I'm at smart infrastructure. We do like everything from the drains, buildings, electrical distribution, power distribution, everything else. And my job is predictive maintenance software for big commercial buildings. Like O'Hare Airport is a big customer of us. All the data centers from Microsoft, Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, big
I'm sorry.
buildings. Yeah. So I handle a lot of data shuffling around, and my head is in the cloud, I always say. Yeah. Okay, guys, I have to get going. We have club evening tonight, and I still have to take the dogs out. So have a nice evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Take
Udo.
care.
Bye, Udo.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Do you have me scheduled for is it September 1st? Or was it November?
It could be. No, September is I think you're either October or November. September is Isle Sound.
Okay, that's fine. I had something come up for September 1st, and I wanted.
No problem. We're far enough away. If we need to juggle, I can do that.
I'll remind you ahead of time.
Okay.
All right. See you guys all later.
Take care,
Adios.
guys.